Good morning. Right, excellent. There's a thumbs up. Oh, a bit noisy. Oh, might need a guitar. Just check that this is working. Hi Stellian, how you doing? Messy, but I'm there. Hi Pete. Oh, right, there's a question. Can't decide if I should stay on Big Sur or upgrade. That's Mac operating systems, isn't it? So if it's working and there isn't a need, I would just stay where you are. It's probably the best idea. I mean, I'm very reluctant to like upgrade. I'm always like one operating system behind. Usually, I'm not because but I've done like upgrades before, and it's like bitten me. Yeah, I remember once doing an Ableton upgrade, and then all of my Slate stuff like stopped working, and it was literally I had a deadline on a release that had to be finished that afternoon. And like I woke up in the morning and like none of it was working. It was because I updated Ableton and Slate hadn't caught up, and it was just it was horrible. Right. If the support ends this month, then like I would upgrade then, and then at least you've got support. But it just depends on if it's on a really old machine or not. It's interesting how long MacBooks like run for. I mean, I've got like a work one, so I've got a couple for work, and one of them which I still use is I've got like a 2008 MacBook Pro, and it's never really been on the internet, and it still runs to this day flawlessly. It's quite incredible, and I've never had any issues with it. All right, 2019 MacBook Pro. Yeah, I used to have one. I used to have the 16-inch one, and it's the fan used to really kick in on that one. It was noisy. It was noisy and hot. Yeah, that's the weird thing. It used to run really worryingly, really hot. So yes, I had one. And basically, I mean, I upgraded as soon as I could. Um, saying that, there's the M3 laptops are out now. They look pretty cool. I'm going to try and hold off though, because it's just the hassle, isn't it, of upgrading. But I could do with a little bit, you know. I'm always at the edge of the power that I've got here, and I could do with running more stuff whilst live streaming. Actually, I can easily justify an upgrade. Yeah. But yes, the 2019 Hot MacBook Pro, very good. But it did a job. You know, it worked. It's just noisy. So today, I haven't really planned today, and like one of the issues is, it's like I've got dodgy ears again. They're like full of gunk. So I've tried drops for days and everything. I'm a bit deaf, so I'm gonna have to play. I'm gonna play guitar because that'll work. I can just play really high up corner, and that'll pierce through the wax. Which usually every year I run into this problem, and it's just a nightmare. Because it's really hard to clear with drops, and I'm just like, every morning when I get up, the whole thing's gunked up. It's horrible. Sorry to talk about my ear problems here. I mean, it's not a problem, it's just like some wax needs removing. So I don't know. I'm tempted to go and get somebody just to clean them out. I know you shouldn't, because like it's a bit risky, but it's at that point where I think I need it doing. Maybe Friday. Not this Friday, it'll have to be next Friday. When I get time. So I think some guitar playing is in order today. So we'll do some drums. We'll have a bit of a jam about. There was like a little upgrade, a studio upgrade. It was actually on my controller pedal, which I'll show you. So this is the thing that I use. Let me see that in the camera. Yeah. Oh wait, that's good, Stallion, because like honestly it's a nightmare. Anyway, so this is what I use to control Ableton Live for my guitar when I'm using my guitar template, and it's really handy. So dead simple. I've got like what originally was is the left and right arrows were down here where the record and undo buttons were, but I've just flipped them to the top because of like kind of stepping over and trying to hit the record and the undo is really difficult. So they're easier at the bottom. I kind of clocked that off Thomas's because he has them down here. So I did that, and then obviously I've got like an up and down arrow here, and all those like arrows, what they're for is to just help me navigate around Ableton. So that's when it's sort of all. I mean, it's not 100%, but if you look here, if I click, you can see the highlighted. Yeah, so you can see the highlighted box here. What should happen is, we can navigate along, and then what happens is it arms the record. So when I change to a channel, it arms the channel and disarms the one it was on before. So the cool thing about this foot switch is you can put key commands in other words, which is really good. And then all there is just to record and undo, and that's it. That's pretty cool. Hi, Imad. Good to see you on here. I'm not sure if I've seen you on here before, but it's good to have you here. So just basically, these morning sessions are just me in the studio doing my thing, really. I also run a music coaching group, so anybody who's interested in learning how to make a lot of music easily, you can basically join one of my coaching groups. And the way to do that is to just send me an email, which is, you can find that in the description for the channel. It's there somewhere. And then I can get back to you and tell you how much it is and all that kind of stuff and what happens. But currently I run 2 coaching groups. Okay. Oh yeah, and the maximum amount of people having a coaching group is 4. So there's plenty of, everybody can get attention. That's good. And I'm also to the point where I might be starting a 3rd one. Hi Bart, how you doing? Good to see you this morning. I will start. I'm just a bit slow. So today, so a recap for those of you who've just come on here. Basically, what has been happening is that I have been sort of recording an album in a way. And I can show you on here what we've been doing. Yeah, I'm good, Bart. So, here we have the music machine. Now, so as you know, we start here and splurge. I've been splurging lots and lots and lots of ideas, and then there was like a lot of synth ideas, and then I kind of changed direction by accidentally starting to mess about with my guitar template, and then I found it really, really inspiring, and then I knocked a load of guitar tune ideas up. And what happened is I picked the ones that I thought were quite interesting. I moved them into Discovery, and then I did a discovery session. And what is a discovery session? A discovery session is an investigation on an idea. So when I'm splurging, I'm going to do some splurging today. It's usually very quick and very short music ideas. And then as soon as I kind of lose inspiration, I just stop and then do another one or move on and do something else. Out of those ideas, the ones I think are good, I'll listen back to them after 3 days, and then the ones I want to do, I'll put into Discovery. And then find out, basically in Discovery, we're just finding out what the music wants to be. And then it goes into draft, and drafting is, where we find out what the purpose actually wants to be. When I talk about purpose, we're talking about what the story is, okay? So it's in a story, it's this story, it's an emotion, it's the overall structure, the arc, the beginning, middle, and end. All right, that's what that is, and it's also working out how we can put in some sort of order, tension release. So it's about getting the maximum amount of tension release, and that's also all the drafting sessions. Okay, but there is one drafting session to get into done, so I can move these into done now. I need to keep them in the order though. And in done, we don't actually do anything in done. So what happens is these tracks now sit in done, waiting for me to make a decision on finally, do I want to release these tracks, I suppose the question is, does this track fulfill its purpose? That's what we're trying to work out. And I suppose if it does, and it's something that we're into and we're interested in releasing, then we release it and it goes into the release column. Except we can't release it till it's mixed or what have you. Hi, Sean. Now, the interesting thing about this machine is when I was using it like heavily with electronic music, things are in the box, right? When you're re-recording, you don't have to physically re-record, plugging stuff in, get some brand new strings on your guitar, dial in tone, all that kind of stuff. A lot of the stuff's set up there, it's in MIDI, so you can just go in and you can edit the parts very, very easily. Which is fine, so it makes things a lot easier, and you can kind of tweak these things sometimes on your way without it like not interrupting the creative flow. I mean, that's the important thing, for the section going from from splurge, right up to done. I mean, actually, all the way through the machine, you want to be like 100% in creative flow, don't you? You don't want to be editing and removing and going down rabbit holes of detail. Okay, that's the thing. We don't want to be zooming in on small, insignificant details. We're looking at the big picture, and we're trying to get the excitement going, and get a piece of music together that we do want to release, but we don't want to have any quality judgments on it. We're not going to release anything that's terrible quality, because when we get into release, what we're going to do is most of these guitar parts I'm going to re-record. So, a lot of them are quite sloppy and rough, but that's fine, because one thing you'll find, and one thing that I say to myself that massively helps me is when I've been, because it's been quite difficult not to be really judgmental. Like normally when I'm doing the electronic thing, I can just let it go, because you can do these minor tweaks and you can get things, fine. So it's a lot easier not to have the quality judgment, because there's a lot less worry, because you're not going to have to do as much in the later on. But with this machine now, like all of the stuff to do around quality, i.e. re-recording parts, as well as the sort of mixing and additional production things, are all heavily at the end of the machine, which is fine. Because why would I want to be wasting time doing those quality things when I don't even know if I want to record the music? So one thing that I tell myself, two things, right? One is I'm only making music to have an opinion on later. And the other thing, super helpful, is whenever there's a mistake, right? A mistake isn't a mistake, right? A mistake is a hidden intention, okay? As long as you know roughly what that intention should be, or what it was you were going to play, because remember, this music isn't released, then that's fine. You can just move on, leave it, and pick it up later when we get to release. But there is no point in absolutely perfecting and killing yourself over doing a mix. And now guitars, if you're not going to do anything with it. So let's just get the big picture going, and then, and then deal with it later is the way forward. So the machine for me has, evolved slightly differently in those sort of terms. But either way, whether you're doing sort of like an electronic music, sitting there typing away, putting stuff in on the grid, playing things on a keyboard, editing very quickly, or whether you're doing guitars, like that machine principle's got you covered. So that's good. At least I hope it has. No, it has. Hi Des, how you doing? Oh, always pushing the wrong button. There we go. So that feels good that I've got everything in there with my blue stickers on. And of course, when things don't, you can even decide not to release things. And I mean, there'll be stuff in the sketchbook where you can see where they've been in various parts of the machine. So there's something from release. Sorry, done. So that's just the sketchbook. There's like loads there, and it's really good actually, because nothing gets wasted. I mean, you've got to remember, like my sketchbook, a few years back, I used my sketchbook, and all of that was Dreamstream. That was my sketchbook. I mean, some of the things I had to kind of quickly edit together and make into full tracks, and then Thomas mastered them all. But all of those tracks was just what was lying about, stuff that like I wasn't interested in releasing. Just ended up there. So it was a brilliant thing to have, because I know like a lot of producers will just be like, oh, I'm not doing that idea, and they'll name things, they'll do music, right, and they'll name things like shit idea 1, shit idea, because I used to do that, and when you go back to it, it's like, oh, I'm not going to work on something that's called that, and then you kind of just have loads of like files on your computer that you just got no idea what they are, and no intention of coming back to, where because I'm running a machine, like anything I want to go back to, I know exactly where it's been in the creative can't remember what I'm saying. I know where it's been in the creative process. So if I wanted to just do a discovery session on just a random idea, I could just go into the sketchbook and grab something out if I wanted to start from that point. If I wanted to, let's say I was doing a collaboration with a singer or something like that, and they wanted to hear some ideas, and I didn't want to write something straight away in the room, I might want to play them some stuff out of the sketchbook and say, what do you think of these ideas? And maybe the ideas that have been in draft or done, and then they might be vibing off one of those ideas, so you can just pull it out and stick it in the machine and then start working on it, and it's a great place to start. Ooh, what's the fast bundle? I'll tell you what, I've had plugin overload, honestly, to the point where it's made me feel sick. Right, so it started. When did it start? It started when Slate decided, well, it's not Slate, it's the company that now bought Slate, have also got a deal going with SSL. And obviously, SSL plugins are amazing, and I do have their like SSL console. So now, for $14 a month, right? Okay, you can have all of the Slate stuff and all the other stuff that they partnered up with, and now you get all of the SSL stuff, right? And there's just like so many plugins. It's just like, this is ridiculous. It's doing my head in, and I've just kind of stopped using all of it since doing that. Yeah, so but like I use AI. I was thinking about that because I took it out briefly. Because like I've got, well, you'll see it when I start splurging. Because I've got a template that's like guitars only. I just wanted the things that were like really quick. The plugins that I knew were like low CPU that were quick. So I'm only using stuff that's SSL will release the 4K. It's already out, Stellian. I've already got it. So there is the E. However, the SSL, the original console that they emulated is my favourite one actually, which is the 9000. I absolutely love the 9000. And on the 9000, it has got an E button, so you can push the E button and it puts the EQ into, it emulates the E console. It is there. Maybe it just needs updating. Yeah, no, it's for the subscribers. So for the Slate subscribers, so if you have a Slate subscription, you've just got to update it, and then it'll appear. So Ableton changes. I've seen little bits and bobs. So the MIDI editing window looks interesting, and that's all I've really taken in. Oh, and it's got bigger faders, which would be good. But I haven't really taken a lot of. But I'm going to use Ableton anyway, and I'll just upgrade. So I'll just go along with it like a lemming. I'll just go along for the ride anyway. So yes, I'll be upgrading. That's 100% sure. So hopefully it's okay. It's got some new instruments and stuff like that, which is great. I tend to use a lot of third party here, but at work it's all sort of Ableton stuff with a few choice plugins, you know. So yeah, I'll be upgrading it, and I'm sure it'll be fine and all that kind of stuff. And yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've got a few subscriptions. You see, I've got Plugin. Like, I really like Plugin Alliance, and like Plugin Alliance subscription. After a year, they give you 10 free plugins, which is amazing. So now I've still got to pick the 10 that I want. So you get to keep those plugins for life. That's really good, isn't it? Slate don't do that. So But what's your favourite AI? What AI music stuff have you used that you think's good? So I'm a fan of AI. And I've been such a fan. There's only been one thing that I've actually successfully used in my process. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I'll get it out. Because I think like one of the things with AI. All right, I'm pretty chilled today, so we can. I'll just quit Trello. So, the only thing that I've been really enjoying. Alright, let's have a look and see if we've got some drums that I want to use. Oh, don't want my live drums on. That's better. Okay. That sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? And I like the pattern as well. I really like EXO. I like the fact that it's standalone and I can just kind of work on it whenever I want. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get rid of these live drums as well because it's not what I want at the minute. There we go. Right, we'll use some AI on this, and then there's something else I want to try out as well. So AI, the all right. Isotope stuff. It's interesting you should say that, Stallion, because so I've got their stuff and I had to stop using it because what I was finding was whenever I kind of got it to do stuff for me, I ended up spending more time undoing it and then redoing it my own way. So that's the problem I ran in. I don't know if you've experienced that. And then I got it to do some leveling for me. I used that automatic like leveling thing, and it just did an awful job. And again, it was just quicker if I did a speed mix just with volume, so I was quicker than the AI in the end by the time I had to undo what it was doing. So, which was practically going back and just doing the thing again. So it was really difficult. I found it really difficult. I mean, part of that is being able to let go of and allowing it to make all of those decisions for you, which I didn't like. I think there's something fundamentally wrong about allowing, when technology starts dictating to you creatively what you should be doing. It's just like, I feel like I've lost control at that point. So having AI serving you is really good, but it's the ability to be able to control it. And I just felt that there wasn't a very good way to control what the AI was doing. So for me, Sonable is the one. Okay. So I was thinking about controlling it and other ways to control it and quick ways to put it in workflow that I'm not messing about and all this kind of stuff. So I just had this idea the other day of what I would try out, and I think it might be a bit overkill and what have you, but we'll do it. So I need Smart EQ, and let's stick it on snare and a kick. I think what I'll do like that, right? And right, so we'll set this on the kick. Actually, I hold that on solo, don't I? Right, okay. All over the place this morning. Right, get the kick preset up. Let's see what it does. Right, and then the cool thing is that I've got this green bar, and what it's going to allow me to do is I can choose how much of it we use. Like, I like what it's doing in the bass, and I'm not sure about that, but we can split it. Like that, for example. I'll just bypass it. So that's what it was before. That's what it is now. I think that's quite a good job, innit? And I suppose if you really want to, you could follow up. You could either do it on that EQ or you could do it here. Doesn't it? So yeah, but it sounds way more balanced. So without that, I do like to get that mid-range out. I mean, you wouldn't even have to. We'll keep an eye on the CPU as well. So it hasn't moved it up any percent. So yes, I mean, it's been that mid-range bit that I don't like that it's put in, that I've pulled out. So I think that's pretty good, and then we'll do my EQing. And there we have it. I think that's pretty good. Pretty solid. Let's see what it does with a snare. So it's weird, it's removed loads of low end out of it, which is fine. Oh no, it's giving it a boost here. So that's good, it's really focused it. It's done a really good job of focusing the snare. And I think what we could do is, I'll just run... Okay, Bart. Enjoy the school run. And I'll see you back here. We're on tomorrow. So that's really focused there. That sounds really good. Do you have neutron? I don't have let's have a look. I do, but I don't know if I can. I've got Neutron 4, yeah. But I don't know if I think I kind of stopped paying for it. But it's a different thing, Neutron 4. But we could do a comparison in a bit. Actually, another thing I've been just when I was listening back to my snares is because like if you don't like, I did some I played a bit of guitar for Pilot on one of his tracks, Lines of Code, and I was noticing actually on all of his songs like how deep his snare was. It was hugely deep, massive. There was this like really low sub layer to his snares. Sorry, not on his kick, on his snares. So I was just thinking about that the other day as well, what to do in this template where I could just flick something on to make that snare deep. So I'm always looking for like quick solutions, and one of them could be, let's try this out now, is the unfiltered as this. Now I'm wondering if we can put this on and maybe generate a snare out of it. So this seems to be all. Right, we'll start with Beat Puncher. That's not doing anything, is it? It's actually making it worse. Right, hold on. Right, I'll do one from scratch. I'll really exaggerate it. So saturate's pretty good. There we go. And that's zero latency. At least I hope it is. Mono that kick down. Okay, let's try Neutron 4 then. Hi, Reach. How are you doing? How loud can you get? Probably like really loud. Depends where you are. So that's. I'll just switch these EQs off. So that was before. And that's now. That's pretty good, isn't it? Okay. Let's just see what Neutron 4 can do. That's if it works. Oh, I don't think I've got it. No, you see, look. That's a shame. I haven't got it anymore. I suppose one of the advantages of using Smart EQ, I mean, I shouldn't really kind of go down that route, putting Fab Filter after it. Is this, as if I do, oops. It's like so much better, that, isn't it? It's like incredible. Hi, Harry. We're just messing about with AI. So I think that's really good. I think I'll do the same here. I don't think I'll use that. And we'll use this. More of a bump. So that sounds really good to me. Let's try it on a hand clap. So I think what we'll do is I'll just go universal. See what it does. Right, so it's boosted low to the low end because it hasn't been able to hear it because it thinks that's wrong. So that doesn't matter. I quite like the way it's kind of put that bump in. I think we could. I'll just change that. I'll just bypass it. Yeah, it's taking that harshness out of it. And then we can always put in, if we want a bit more air. So this is the cool thing about the AI. It's kind of I kind of agree with what it's done, but it's just too much. I like a little bit of that high-end sizzle. I quite like the way it's sort of thickened it up with a slow bump. So like this little green bar thing is really super handy. And we'll do one more. Again, it's fattened that hi-hat up really nice. Alright. Let's check the chat. Right, so I have pure EQ from, I think that's meant to be Sonable, and I like it a lot, but it does love to boost the low end when you don't need it. I find it terrible at doing bass. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. Well, as I was saying here, it's boosting like low end, but it doesn't understand why there's no low end there. So it doesn't really matter. You just take that away and you just keep the bit that you do want it to do. So getting rid of those, I suppose, like those spectrally harsh frequencies, it's really good at doing that prep work, isn't it? And then you can just go in with either another EQ like I was doing before with Pro Q, or just on the EQ itself, just to fine tune it a bit with your own ears is fine. And then also you've got that added control to kind of take some of the AI away, so you can fade the AI in and out. So I think you get, like with Sonable, you get the best of both worlds. So the 4K is good for bass and guitar and synths. Yes, it's always been a historical go-to, hasn't it? With lots and lots of like super amazing engineers. Harry Sound has that. We have way too much. We do have way too much. If I could sell them all for a real price, I'd probably be able to buy a new car. Absolutely. So how much do we actually need? That's the question. I mean, I've stripped things back quite a bit, you know. So, talking about bass, let's just stick some chords in. So, chords, let's have a look. All right, there's a question. Oh, thank you, Des. Nice chords, great. I'll stick with those. Lifehouse, take me away. Do you think anything, or just play with the flow while you create me? I just don't think anything. I'm just there. It just comes out. It's almost as if I'm not doing it. But I've trained myself that way. Okay, let's try. The reason I've done this is because I want to stick some more of these EQs on. All right, let's see what it does to a guitar. Hear the difference there? So that's without. Yeah, it smooths it out really well. So what we're going to do is I'm going to quickly go through and EQ these. I like the way it's dealing with all the kind of hard on those sort of upper mids to highs. That's really good. It's freshened it up a little. I'll just use this one using the default algorithm, see how that works out. So it's made it a lot more open, that guitar. Right, and I'll go with that. Now, the next thing we're going to do is... So I'll just take some of these things away. And then we're going to do a group. Right, so important instruments, kick. Put the bass here. Shred can go up there. Well, we have 5 things. Right, I can't see what these are. I don't want the hi-hat. I don't want that. Where's the snare? Keep grabbing hi-hats here. So it's... Right, good. And we're going to have one more, so I've got the shred, chords. Right, and then we can do... right, and then what this will do is this will just mix everything so there's no clashing frequencies. Here we go. Quite good. It's like calmed the bass down. We need a level match here though, because that bass is far too loud. So that's bypassed. That's really good. Hi Sussy, how are you doing? Good to see you on here. I don't think I've noticed you on here before. How do I keep track of not regurgitating the same thing? Well, the thing is I don't keep track of it. I keep, not when I'm in the moment, and I don't think about it, and I don't worry about it, because actually often, first thing to remember, Richie, is whatever we're thinking in the moment of when we're creating is completely unreliable. So we often have thoughts, and I come across this when I'm coaching people, that I keep doing the same thing. A lot of it's a feeling. So we never trust feelings. Anything that you've got a feeling about, just ignore, okay? What we have to work with is actual real life data, and the only thing that's a real life thing of data is the music itself. But because it takes time for those thoughts and feelings to go away from the session, we'll have to disassociate ourselves from that. So this is why I use a machine. So when I do a session, I can come back to it 3 days later when I don't have those feelings. And then I can have more of a balanced opinion on what's actually happening. So that's why. So I don't keep track of it at all. I keep track of everything in the machine, and I listen and I work with what actually exists. So that's the important thing. I'm working with what actually exists, not what's a thought in my head or body. Because that's even worse, because then we have these thoughts, I'm doing the same thing, we get a physical feeling which is negative, and then that impacts, and it's just a vicious cycle loop, isn't it? Because we've got the physical feeling, and now we've got the thought, and the two things just, it's not great. So that's why I distance myself from that. So, and it just seems to be ever more apparent that the more and more I produce, how unreliable we are in the moment in terms of our thoughts and feelings. So, tell me if that's a useful answer. But as I say, because I've got to plug the coaching group here, because I'm looking for new members all the time, because I want to start a third group. This is like part of the training. I train that kind of thing. How to deal with those thoughts and feelings, and to kind of get rid of it out of your practice. But also some of those thoughts and feelings are, well, the thoughts anyway, can be useful later on. It just has to be in the right place of the process, preferably outside of the studio when you're planning. So yeah, and I often think that I am doing the same thing, and sometimes I am doing the same thing, but it doesn't matter, because like you're writing that much material anyway. When you're running something like a machine, you're splurging that much stuff, and you've got that much stuff in process. You're not bothered about letting the odd track go into Sketchbook that you're not working on. But then again, when we're doing the same thing as well, that can also, if we, depending on how samey it is, I mean, having things the same's okay, because it can be also consistency, can't it? I mean, when I listen to a lot of guitar music, it's very, very similar, isn't it? But different. Like, I think Andy James is a good sort of example. Like, everything seems very, 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 very similar. It's a similar vibe, but that's okay. Different melodies, but the landscape of what he's doing, that sonic landscape, is very, very similar, isn't it? But you do know it's him doing it. Coffee camera. It's a close-up of the famous thermos flask. Right. Okay, so there's my session today. I did manage to do a splurge, but I also talked about AI, and I think that's amazing. So what I think I'll do is I'm going to build some AI into my template. Why not? I mean, it could be, right? It could be that I'll just, if I come back to here. You see, this isn't right. Why is that not on? I knew something was up. This will improve things massively. Like so. Kick. Pre-effects. actually hear what's going on there. Now let's get the other instruments onto this. Cake. All right. And I'm going to have to go now, guys, because it's time to do the school run. The daughter is here looking at me, ready. Do you want to say hello?
Okay.
Be polite, right? Whatever you do. So, right, come in.
I look bad.
No, you don't. Just wait, half your head's cut off, isn't it? Right, now say hello. No, don't pout.
Hi.
Don't squeak. Say hello. Right, that's my daughter, everybody. There's Anna. She plays violin, by the way. Grade 7. And what on piano? Right, just act normal, for God's sake. Right, out. It's not a fashion show. Come on. This is a serious music making tune. Oh, Des says hello. Zed says hi. So I think if you want any makeover tips, or obviously I get all my hairstyling from Anna. She's an expert with, what was it?
Dyson Airwrap.
Dyson Airwrap, yeah. We could have a Dyson Airwrap session instead of doing serious music if anybody was into that. I use it for flyaway hairs, by the way. All right. Okay. Are you ready, Anna? Oh, you're going to be rude there. Right, okay, Rock Chick, out. Let's go. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And right, that's it, Anna.
I know, I'm just reading. I'm reading the comments.
They're all saying hello. See? How about you come and do a violin performance for everybody?
Okay, Daddy, you need to take me to school.
I'll book it in. All right then. I'll see you. All right, bye everybody.
Bye.